Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting, I think, vlog 8 for the HRCYED challenge. And I hope it's not as much yapping this time as it was the other times. But you know me, it will probably be a very long video. I hope it's not. I hope it's like 20 minutes. That would be very nice. I got 4 books here to talk about. And this is why I started the video, because they take up quite a lot of space. So I'm gonna start off with the ones that I got new. That is A Game of Gods by Scarlett Sinclair. This is the, let me see, 6th book in the Hades and Persephone series. You have Hades and Persephone, and then you have the Hades one, but they're all kind of belong together. This is very good. This is the 3rd Hades book, but it is the 6th Hades and Persephone book. I've listened to them before on audiobook, and I like them enough to actually get the physical copy. It will go up on the shelf right now, if there's still some space. Let me see. I just hate the fact that there are 2 books that have the numbers on them, you know, like 4 and 5, and the others do not have the numbers on. It's gonna drive me insane. And then I've also got the new book club pick for December. That is Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. Yes, I got the what is this? Penguin Classic cloth bound. I want to get this secondhand, but they only had this version here, and that is new. And where I order, new books are only shipped within Germany. If they are used or slightly used or in a good condition, whatever, they also ship to other countries. But if they're brand new, they only ship to Germany. So I figured, after that, I'll go to Amazon and get it there then. I have no idea what this is about. I guess it's about a snow country. And I'm curious to see. This is actually, I said that before, but this is driving me insane. If you have so many empty pages in the back. 157 pages. I've never read anything by this author. I don't know what the writing style is like, what the story is about. I'm very curious. 2 books that I finished. Now, I finished the Split Tooth by Tanya Tagak. That counted for, let's see, Indigenous Heritage Month, which was November, and I still finished it in November, if I'm not mistaken. So kudos to me. I mean, it is a very thin book, but still kudos to me. So proud. This was the weirdest I've ever read in my life. I gave this 2 stars because it's just like it had me at first, and then it just went completely off the rails, and it lost me with the fox thing that happened, and also these like I'm not for like poetry and you know like weird imagination thing. Maybe that's just not my thing. But yeah, 2 stars. I would like the setting though, because it is set in Nunavut, and I've googled that, and the place was amazing. It looks very freezing cold, and I don't know if I could live there or even visit, but it looks cool. And then, did I finish this book, or did this book finish me? Yeah, we have the Silmarillion here by J.R.R. Tolkien. Oh my god. So this counted for ABCJ, because I could not find anything to put it in. I could have put it into the Fae Folk, but I think I had that one already. This is the story about the elves and Lord of the Rings, and from what I gather, this is in chronological order, right? It had me for like 5 chapters, then it completely lost me, because you have the son of, who in a change is the brother of, who is the brother-in-law of this person, who then later became known as king of blah blah blah. So many people, so many names, so many places. I appreciate nice world building, I really do, but at a certain point my brain just dozed off. Like I literally, like I was not in the story anymore. You know, I feel like once you get to the end of the book, you completely forgot what happened at the beginning. I still gave it 3 stars because I really appreciate the world building and how it came to be, and you know, like started from the gods that had very, very big similarities to the Greek gods. I just, oh my god. No, I was so happy when I was done with it. It took me a whole week to finish this book. And it's not even that big. It has, you know, if you keep the appendix of 366 pages, but still it is so densely packed with information. It's like you sit there at uni or in high school or whatever, and your teacher just throws things at you, you know, like all the dates, the chronological order, all the events, who was there, what happened, how long did it go on, and blah blah blah. And just, like, it was just overwhelming for me. Maybe high fantasy is not for me. And while reading this, I was seriously questioning my choices, because I want to read the whole universe, like every book that Tolkien has written. And I'm actually questioning myself. Like I said, did I finish this book, or did this book finish me? Because I think it finished me. Still, I hope this is a standalone. There are some stories in between, but this is a standalone. I hope that the next book, like after that, I have more fun with that. I definitely enjoyed The Fellowship of the Ring, and I enjoyed The Hobbit as well. So maybe the elves are just not my thing. Even in the movies, for example, they're not my favorites. and I'm not scared to admit it. My favorite are actually the dwarves. They were into the dwarves, but obviously this is the story of the elves. I'm happy I read it, and I feel like this is a great introduction if you love world building and if you love info dumping. This is for you. It was not only for me. Still, I give it 3 stars, but oh my god, I'm happy I'm done with it. That was everything that I want to talk about. I'm currently reading The Memory Police, which I checked. It was the book club pick for July. I don't know when this video will go live. Probably next year. So happy 2026. Yeah, that was the book club pick for July. And as the time now is, we are December 10th. Yeah, I will pop back on that, and then I started another Lustgestaltenbuch, because you know, after this, and after that, the Memory Police, which I don't really like that much. The main character in the book is a writer as well, and then you always have exams of the current book that she's writing, and it's just so boring. And the worst thing is that her book is almost as boring as the actual book that I'm reading, The Memory Police. Yeah, and then after that will actually be Hercule Poirot, and then I have to put this one in because this is book club pick, and I messed up. I did not get a new release book for December. Yeah, I forgot all of that. We have 60 days before or after release to read it, so I don't know what happened. Usually I'm very on track of what to buy, you know, because I know that I have 2 book clubs that I have to buy books for, or, you know, check out from library, and I have 1 new release book every month. So that is 3 books that I should have on my radar and even have written down, but I completely forgot it. It was either the Maid vlog or the latest update where I was so proud of myself for keeping up with the new releases, and now I didn't buy one. Anyways, I'm gonna put these books away. I will keep this one for now. Should I? No, I didn't like it enough, so this I will put into the popular bookshelf. That's it. And I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. Hello. Very quick library haul for you. Here they are. Yeah, I actually brought back all the books, including Lord HRCYED, which is the book that I'm still reading, so thankfully there is an audiobook on YouTube that I can listen to. Yeah, but speaking of Lord HRCYED, I got another Agatha Christie, and I feel like this matches this season very well, right? This is Hercule Poirot's Christmas. I'm excited. Like, I never really read Poirot before, so obviously I haven't read this one either, but this is one that my mom has in her collection. As you know, she has a few of them. This is in there, and those are like the very old special editions, kind of. I think she got it in the book club, I don't know, but they're very precious and rather old, and I do not want to read them and then maybe damage them or whatever it is. If I buy them myself, like, and then there were none, I write in them and I put post-it notes all over, but not with my mom's books. This is from the library. I will also not write in this, but yeah, I figured it's Christmas very soon. Library books, man, so nice. So I will put another book in between, because like I said, I'm still reading Lord HRCYED. I will put another book in between, then we'll get to this, and hopefully can read it around Christmas. Maybe I started Christmas Eve and then finish it on the 26th on Boxing Day. But if this is new, then of course. Why am I doing this myself? I don't know. J.R.R. Tolkien, The Fall of Numenor? I'm continuing my adventure of discovering all the books. This is illustrated as well. It looks very beautiful. I'm excited to see how I actually enjoy this one, because I gave back the Silmarillion, and the lady, she was just like, and I said, yeah. She said, yeah, with the Silmarillion, it's always, you know, people are struggling. Okay, I'm not the only one. People are struggling. Last but not least, I got, of course. I didn't get it last month because they're all very big, chunky books, and I just needed a breather in between. But now I'm ready. So this is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, a Crescent City novel. So this book 2 in the Crescent City trilogy. So this one and then one more, then I have my trilogy checked off. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm curious to see how it goes on, because this is the land where Fae and shifters and humans, I don't even know what, I mean, like, they're all living together. And our main character here, well, I think he's the main character in this book. He is a fallen angel, you know, like fallen from grace. He has basically been bought by the people. He was a slave, and he had to do whatever they told him to do, which means also a lot of killing, because if he kills a certain people, he will be spoken free of everything that he has done. You know, he can live a free life and whatnot. It's a lot like this book too, so I will not tell you too much about it, but I'm excited. So Bryce, the female main character, she it turns out in the first book that she's much stronger than she actually thought she was, and that everyone around her thought she was. And there will be battles. There will be a lot of battles. I think the first one took me a long time until I started to enjoy it. So I hope this one I enjoy much faster. So those were the 3 books that I got at the library. Yay! Another chunky book. Yay! I did so well in the beginning of December. I could buy 3 new books, right? I read so many that I could buy 3 new books, and now I got 3 books from the library, which brings my total to 0 again. Which sucks because I am in 2 book clubs, and I have to get the new release for December, which I forgot to buy, and I need to get the new release for January, so I need to read at least 4 books now, so that I can be even with everything that I have to read. But I would love to buy a book as well, just for fun, you know, something that has been on my wish list for a while. Anyways, so that is the haul. Let me know if you read any of these. I'll continue with Lord HRCYED because I'm not done with it, clearly. It is literally a day later, and guess what? I have 2 more books. Why do they all arrive at the same time? Someone tell me. So, we got, of course, the book 605. Bullseye for Donald. As you may know, or may not know, December is where the darts World Cup is going on, and as of now it is December 17th, so it is in full force. I think it will end on the 3rd, 4th January? I'm not really sure, but we got that one. And then I got the new Illuminated book, which is called The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, but again, another Illuminated book on my TBR pile. You know, it's not helping that I'm going to the library and get so many books. It's not helping that I have this every month come in, this come in every month. It's not helping. I'll take, you know, I'll be back a bit later. I still have to get my workout in, and then I'll talk about the books that I've finished, because I've finished 3. Okay, we're gonna keep it like this. So it is a few days later, and guess what? I have finished 4 books. Like, I had so much trouble with the battery dying and then loading again and then working again and whatnot. So I just gave up on it. I fully charged battery now, and I hope it will stay on for at least until I'm done with this update here. So first and foremost, I finished Lord HRCYED, which was, I think, the 9th Hercule Poirot book. I'm not really sure, but I finished that, and I actually really enjoyed it. You know why? Because for the first time, Poirot was there from the beginning, right? Usually, I mean, at least from the few books that I've read, you have the story unfolding, and then towards the middle, or part 2, you have a Poirot come in and then solve the mystery. And here, Poirot was there from the beginning, and even was said that this was like his biggest failure because he didn't really, I mean, he solved the case, but he had a lot of help by other people, right? And, you know, from the outside coming in. So I really enjoyed it. And guess what? It once again did not end how I thought it would end. Because as you know, with Agatha Christie, you might have the chauffeur or like I often say, the gardener, or maybe the random person who walks the dog, who had a secret vendetta against someone who killed that person. But yeah, once again, I did not think it would end the way it ended, so I actually really enjoyed the book. I think I gave it 4 stars because I always have a good time. I think I talked about this one when the battery died again, right? This is The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. I did not really like this book. This was a book club pick for July, and something in my gut told me to not read this because whenever I looked at it, I just didn't feel like it. Usually with new releases and book clubs, I'm kind of up to date with everything, right? For example, this here, spoiler, this is for December book club. I've read that already, July. Something was telling me that I would not enjoy the book, and guess what? I did not enjoy the book. There's actually, like, the main character in here is a writer, and she writes a story about a girl who uses a typewriter to communicate because she lost her voice, without going into too much detail. Well, I can't talk. I enjoyed that story much more than the actual story of the book here, because they all live in a place where things get lost, right? They disappear. So you have the flowers that disappear, you have the sun that disappears, well, like the seasons, and then you have lakes that disappear. You know, it started off very, I don't want to say nice, right? But usually, like, sometimes there are things that you don't realize that are missing, like paper clips or washi tape or whatever it is, right? But then, you know, it slowly but surely becomes more, and you also have the memory police that take everyone in custody who actually remembers the things. It sounded so promising, but the way, like, maybe it's just the translation, but I did not enjoy this book that much. I finished Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata, which is apparently a Japanese classic. I didn't know that, so good for me. Beautiful cloth bound dish. So this counted for, hold on, ABCY for Yasunari, and then it also counted for a BIPOC because the author is Japanese Asian. This was certainly a book. Maybe, again, maybe it is the translation that, you know, like maybe it was lost in translation, right? I did not enjoy that book much. I mean, you're basically in the snow country, which is not really a country itself, but it's just like everything is just so cold and frozen, and this high up with snow, it just makes you feel cold. And I really enjoyed the descriptions of everything, right? How the trees looked and how, like, you probably know that too, but in winter, if you're in the northern hemisphere, around December, like the air just smells different. You know what I mean? Like that cool, that icy, crisp air. It just smells so good, right? And I feel like the author did a wonderful job with explaining everything, and it just made me miss Christmas, like white Christmas and just snow. Usually we get snow, but it's mostly in January and February, and not when I want it, which is a white Christmas. And again, this year it looks like we're not getting a white Christmas. I didn't really enjoy the book. I mean, it's a rather short one as well, and I mean, you can put a lot of detail and emotion and, you know, feelings and hate and love and whatnot in a short book, but I just did not really felt like it. And the main character as well, like he's just, no, like he's basically stuck between two women, one who's actually in love with him and the other one that he's chasing but is not interested in him. Last but not least, what I read. Indiana Jones, of course, and The Last Crusade. I think this is the third book. I don't know how many Indiana Jones books there are, but this is the third one. And I read this for the adaptations, the movie, and here I was thinking, oh, I'm going to read this and I'm going to watch the movie on Netflix. It is not on Netflix anymore. What the hell? I read the book, so I get 1 point, but I would have gotten an extra point if I also watched the movie, right? The thing is, I have never watched the movie, The Last Crusade, but this is the book to the movie, or like the book that was written for the movie or about the movie or whatever it is. So I feel like if you read the book, no, if you watch the movie, you don't need to read the book, because it's literally the same thing. You also have pictures in here, right? From the movie itself. I enjoyed it. However, you can tell that this is more like a, I don't want to say screenplay, but it would have been much nicer if it was not as descriptive. Like, it's hard to explain, but there's a difference between a normal book and the action scenes and a book to the movie and the action scenes, right? Because it was written exactly well like it was in the movie, and movie scenes do not transcribe well to books. The author that shall not be named, who wrote Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts movies, right? You also had like the books, like the screenplay of the books. It was almost like that. Obviously, this is written as a normal novel form, but it felt too much like watching the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could easily have read the book while watching the movie, and I would not have missed anything. Vice versa. I give it, I think, 2 or 3 stars because I had a good time. I actually had a good time, but it was just a bit too much. And also, the insta love that always happens, whether that is James Bond or Indiana Jones. That was all the updates. I think, like I said, Indiana Jones kind of for adaptations, and then maybe I have to check the list. Maybe I'll find something else. Maybe. So that was the update for now. I'm currently reading House of Sky and Breath, the second book in the Crescent City series. And then tomorrow is December 22nd, which is when I will start the new Hercule Poirot, because Hercule Poirot's Christmas actually starts on December 22nd. I didn't know that. You know, I got it from the library because I figured, well, this is the season, this is the time to read Hercule Poirot's Christmas. And initially I want to read it on Christmas or Christmas Eve and then into Christmas Day. But then when I opened the book, I saw, oh, this starts December 22nd, so why not? Like, I thought it would be a great idea to read it, you know, chronologically as it happens in the book. I think it ends on the 28th. So what I will do is, I will read that book, do a vlog for that, and then I will come here, update you what I thought about the book, and then finish the vlog off. Because the 20th, I mean, there's still 3 days. I could maybe potentially finish the book. But probably not. So what I will do is, the Hercule Poirot, like the first chapter, I think is like 40 pages. That is easy to do in a day, right? So, while I start my day with Hercule Poirot, I will finish it with the House of Sky and Breath, because that is a chunker book like this. Huge. And that will also count for my trilogy. So, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone, right? So, anyways, long story short, this was the update. I finally found it. Finally, the battery did not give up on me. I will go back to listening to House of Sky and Breath, and then I'll be back. Bye. Hello, this is the last update for this update. It is already January 3rd, I think. I don't even know what date it is. January 3rd. So, Happy New Year. I don't know when you will see this vlog. Probably next week, so on the 11th. I have 3 books to talk about. one is an ebook, and yes, this does not count for one book read, one book bought, whatever, but I went to the public bookshelf and I saw this and I just had to get it, right? So this is Variation by Rebecca Yarros. In case you don't know who that is, I don't know what this book is about. I just saw it. You know, we went on a usual walk through the city and we walked past the bookshelf and I just grabbed it. Apparently this is a emotional second chance romance. Still in a very good condition. I mean, you can see that it was read, you know, the spine roll broken here and there, but very chunky. It does not look like it, but it's chunky. 570 pages. Two more books here that are both from the library. So excited about that. I feel like I'm doing really well with the library books this month. You know, like from the time I went to the library to when I have to go back. Because usually I'm either behind with the books or just right on time. Usually it is either the day itself that I'm going to the library where I finish a book or the day before. So I only have one book left and I hope it's doable. So first and foremost, this I finished this yesterday. Another chunky book. Like if you would slap someone, they'd be knocked out. So this is Sao Jamas, House of Sky and Breath, Crescent City 2. And I have my lovely post-it note in here. This counts for trilogy. Is the second book, and Spooky Creatures Merfolk, because there's Therion. He is actually well, not really a merman, but you know, like a shifter that also like lives in. I can't tell too much. This is the second book, so that is done. I think I counted this series twice now for Spooky Creatures. One for Feyfolk, I think, because Bryce is half Fey, and now for Merfolk, and I think it's another one that I can use because there's a third book, obviously. I really enjoyed this book. This started off with a bunch of people that I've never heard about, and I was so unsure, like, is this, did I miss something? Because it felt like the author just took a bunch of random names and characters, threw them into a pot, stirred them, and then wrote about them. But it all makes sense, obviously, in the end, and I cannot tell you too much about it, but the last 100 pages of this, oh my god, it was just action, 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 after the other. Oh my god, I really enjoyed this book. I gave this 4 stars, and I cannot wait to read the third one. Probably not next month. Like, I'm going to the library, I think, on the 13th. I will not get it this month. Maybe I get it in February. I love the series, right? I think I actually want to buy the physical books so I have them in my collection. But it's also like the very chunky books. I'm fully into the story now, and I could go on with the third one if I wanted to. But I need a bit of a breather. Also, that will be the last one in the trilogy, so I have that one checked off. Like, I'm fine. If this was the first, I'd be a bit more stressed, but it's fine. So this is read. First book of 2026, I might say. Yeah, I had a bit of trouble getting into it because, like I said, a lot of people that I didn't know about, but once I was in the story, it was great. Bryce, though, she's sometimes very annoying. Like, she does things, like I'm always in for a good banter and some good jokes and, you know, a badass moment, but there is a time and place for certain things. Still love it. I hope it all goes well in the end, because, a little spoiler, almost everyone in this book, let's say you have 10 people, but they're all scattered around the world. And I hope it all goes well and they all come back together. Like, there was a whole other story now written in, I think the last chapter and the epilogue. And I was like, how much of that story can you bring into the third book? Because obviously it all has to end, and it has to end for every single character. So they need to get a good or bad ending. You know, I'm not complaining if someone dies. You need to wrap all of those stories up, and then you bring in a whole other story with a bunch of other people. I'm curious to see how it will finish. I'm excited. First book of the year, 4 stars so far. It's very sweet to say, but so far, the best book of the year. Here we are. Then I finished this one. I will leave the vlog here if you want to check it out. I really enjoyed this. I give this 4 stars. This Hercule Poirot's Christmas. I just wish that, you know, the last chapter is like 6 pages or so. I wish there was a bit more, because the chapter before that, the penultimate chapter, you had the explanation of who did it, but you didn't really get the explanation of why they did it, right? Like, it left me wanting a bit more. Like, explain to me why that happened. It just felt very rushed towards the end, but still, I really enjoyed reading this. I read it on the days it actually happened. So from the 22nd December to 28th, last book of the year, 2025, last book of the year, I give both of them 4 stars. The book that I'm currently reading, I will just briefly show you this, the House Sapphire. Sapphire? It's not Sapphire, Sapphire. And it is apparently what's understood a retelling of Bluebeard. I have absolutely no idea about Bluebeard. I heard the name, but other than that, nothing. So I feel like that will be, I got my pen here because need to hold something. I feel like that would be a good thing to write into my commonplace book, which I started last year and then kind of abandoned. I actually started that one because I still have to read the Dark Rome book, if you remember that. It's basically, you know, like dark Roman history. Bluebeard, like that's the whole character that I never really knew about. And the thing is, Marissa Meyer, she wrote the London Chronicles, and if you read those books, you know that they are also inspired by fairy tales. So maybe that's her niche. And guess what? So far I'm enjoying it because the main character can see and talk to ghosts. It's so cool, weird, and scary sometimes, but cool. So you will see the whole update in a reading vlog because that's what I'm feeling is a new release. So of course I'm doing the reading vlog, and you will see it in the next update, which I think this is update this update 8, I think. So you will see it in update 9. Again, I hope you had a beautiful New Year's Eve. Hope you made it well to the next year. Here's to a lot of good books. Here's to a lot of good fortune and a lot of health and happy tears and good memories. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's gonna be a long one again, isn't it? Like, I like talking and yapping about books, as you may know, but the editing, oh my god. A lot of yapping again, 10 minutes is enough. So I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Give me a thumbs up if you did, subscribe to my channel if not already, and it's a nice one.